Dambe is a form of boxing associated with the Hausa people of West Africa. Historically, Dambe included a wrestling component known as Kokawa, but today it is essentially a striking art. The tradition is dominated by Hausa butcher caste groups, and over the last century evolved from clans of butchers traveling to farm villages at harvest time, integrating a fighting challenge by the outsiders into local harvest festival entertainment. It was also traditionally practiced as a way for men to get ready for war, and many of the techniques and terminology allude to warfare. Each boxer is dressed in a pair of shorts or trousers folded up to the knees, with any other paraphernalia tied around his waist. Most boxers, especially in times past, also have amulets and several other sorts of charms tied around their waists, arms, necks, and even concealed in their gloved fists, which they believe enable them to weaken and kill their opponents in their bouts. Some of such charms are even believed to be aimed at heightening the fame of the boxer, possessing them by deepening the awe in which he is held by all others. Every community has its own famous boxers. There are boxers whose fame cut across all boundaries. As the crowd gathers and throughout the contest, the musician, all musicians and all other praise singers will be recalling the feats and singing the praises of famous boxers past and present, as well as even those right there participating in the contest. The women were not left out. They played the Ludo game. Women's participation in sport has a long history. It is a history marked by division and discrimination, but also one filled with major accomplishments by women and important advances for gender equality and the empowerment of women and girls. February 13th of every year marks the World Radio Day. Radio is the mass medium reaching the widest audience in the world. It is also recognized as a powerful communication tool and a low-cost medium. Radio is specifically suited to reach remote communities and vulnerable people, the illiterate, the disabled, women, youth, and the poor, while offering a platform to intervene in the public debate, irrespective of people's educational level. The theme for the 2018 World Radio Day is tagged Radio and Sports. UNESCO Abuja celebrated the World Radio Day 2018 with the Day community under the theme Radio and Sports, with a focus to promote diversity, peace, development, and universal values of non-violence, solidarity, and tolerance through traditional and grassroots sports. According to Olushola Macaulay, the National Communications and Information Officer, UNESCO Abuja, says that traditional sports connect us to our cultural heritage, the grassroots sports that anchor us within our communities, and the inspiring stories that challenge gender stereotypes and cover equally both men's and women's sports events.
What we run after now is all about money. We don't have time to even do some sport. I remember the Moonlight Day of the old days where people sit down and talked about things in the community, things that is happening around them, where they do some sports around to actually bring themselves together. I'm sure that is why UNESCO has identified local traditional sports for this year as a theme, and that's why we call it Radio and Sport for the year.
The games ended on a good note. For most of the participants, it was joy abound, but for some, a sad ending. One may wonder, Would this sport be sustained and developed as one of the cultural identities of African people? The coordinator of these traditional games, Ali Zuma, seized this opportunity to appeal for support from the Nigerian government and UNESCO.
Alhamdulillah, na gode mu Allah da Allah kawo ni garin Abuja ne rike harkar dambe yanzu ga dambe nan ya zan yo Najeriya ba abin da aka shawo kamar dambe. Ina son su taimaka mini a saya min wannan hili a gaya ma gwamnati Solomon Dalau a sai min wannan fili a ƙara gyara mini shi a ci gaba da al'adun gargajiya don yanzu babu abin da 'yan Najeriya ka so kamar al'adun gargajiya a rahoto da su.
It is important that traditional sports is preserved and displayed to the people of all ages. It fosters unity and mutual interest of people, which is wonderful for building a strong nation.